Hello everyone and welcome back to Talisman Digital Edition. While we've taken a look at least one character from all of the expansions, and of course the expansions themselves, we haven't really taken a look at too many of the non-expansion downloadable characters. And I'm pretty intrigued by the Shapeshifter. Whenever she attacks another character, the Shapeshifter may choose to make the attack Psychic Combat. Whenever she attacks and defeats another character in battle or Psychic Combat and they lose a life as a result, she may shift into their shape and use all of their special abilities. If she does so, the other character's special abilities replace her own special abilities, and losing a life reverts her back to her original shape. Whenever she fights a character or a creature, she may morph into the shape of a trophy and use its strength or craft instead of her own. If she is defeated, she loses the trophy instead of a life. And finally, she cannot be turned into a toad. At all, full stop. She starts in the tavern, and she is evil with 2 strength, 4 craft, 4 lives, 3 fate, and 1 gold. Not being turned into a toad seems pretty strong, and I plan to abuse the Enchantress space quite heavily. If we end up taking on the guise of another character, we can be turned into a toad, so that is somewhat dangerous. But I think it'll turn out just fine. Being able to use a trophy in combat could be pretty strong depending on the trophies. I might want to hold on to a strength trophy that I managed to get, as mine is pretty low. I'm thinking craft trophies will end up getting turned into points anyway, but we'll see how it goes. This is part of what I want to test on this character. We will start with all the expansions and a few house rules. No random characters because I want to select mine. We'll hide the ending. It could be any of the non-standard endings from the expansions. And I think that'll do it. Let's pop into the game and see who our opponents are. We have a dwarf, a knight, and a shaman. All of which we can probably beat in Psychic Combat. We at least have an edge on them. By 1 point. Some of them, the dwarf and the knight, could probably beat us in physical combat. The knight especially. And he does start with a sword, so he is at a 5. But for now, we'll just move closer to the Enchantress, where hopefully we can get a lot of bonuses. A riding horse might help us in that regard, but we'll probably end up overshooting it if we use that riding horse now. We are evil. It looks like there's 1 good character, 1 evil character, and 2 neutral characters. So, all of those specific items for alignment are probably going to be useful this game. The dwarf has apparently lost a life going into the Highlands right off the bat. Perhaps a poor decision. We'll see how it works out for him. Not well so far. The knight is not having any luck with crag spirits either. And the shaman is going to turn into a bear. Kind of a funny looking bear now that I look at it, really. A treasure chest, not bad. They're going to use it right away. And for some reason get an axe. That's weird. Okay. Maybe I didn't look at the treasure item. But let's not get toaded. That means we can only benefit or get nothing. We cannot lose on this roll. And a 3 is nothing. I think I'm going to press it. I am evil, so I can get fate back, and I have 3 of it. A 4 is just perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Puts us up to 5 craft, and we are off. working out quite well. The dwarf should be able to take on this revenant quite handily. At this rate, it's going to be difficult for a trophy to actually get us very much in the way of craft. I'm thinking a strength-based monster is going to be the likeliest candidate for keeping around a trophy that we want to use in combat. But we'll go ahead and use the riding horse, try and zoom around the map a bit. A 10. We could immediately get our fate back. Or gain a craft. Or draw a card. Or draw a card and probably die. How strong am I feeling? I still have 2 fate and we can always leave, so let's go into the Highlands. That sounds like a decent idea. And for our troubles, we get a ruby. Not spectacular, but I'll take it. Could certainly have been a lot worse. Another ruby and a thundercrest. Somewhat disappointing for the thundercrest there, but he doesn't get that much out of it. So I'll allow it. A horse and cart. That's particularly strong. I wouldn't mind stealing that from the knight, if ever I get the chance. St. Josephine is alright. Not a spectacular card, situationally very useful, of course. And we're almost back up. There we are. We're almost back up to the city. We'll go here, and hopefully the riding horse will take us there next turn. A ghost appears and goes to the city, precisely where I want to be. We should be able to defeat it. I'm not upset about that. An emerald, we're getting all of the trinkets out of the way right off the bat. Somewhat strange, I suppose. Ah, craft to the knight. I would very much have liked for that to be me. And off we go. Working our riding horses to death. Ah, there we are. Right to the city, where we will encounter the ghost. I do have some fate, and we are 1 point up on it. So I think this will go pretty well. Not bad. And especially if the ghost rolls a 1. Alright. Our first trophy of the game, and I could turn our trinket in, but I think I'm going to go to the Enchantress, hopefully get some more craft. Do I want to fate that for a better option? I think it's worth the try. Gain a spell. Okay. Hopefully something good. Slow motion. Movement reduced to 1 space per turn for someone for the next 2 turns, including the turn the spell is cast. Who do I want to slow down? That's a good question. I don't think it particularly benefits me either way. I could cast that on myself and ensure that I can get to the city. I don't think that's a terrible option. The only other benefit that I can see would be keeping the dwarf in the Highlands, where he's slightly more likely to die. Not terribly likely, but perhaps slightly. Everyone else is just roaming, and it's fine. Cast on any character at the start of their turn. It is the start of my turn, and I think I will cast it on the dwarf. It's the start of my turn. Ah, the storm caused me to miss my turn. That's what it was. It highlighted my space, so I was slightly confused for a moment. Alright, whatever. We'll work our riding horses a little bit more. Seven. What was this? A tumbling boulder. Well, good thing we don't have to mess with that. A ring! Spectacular! I will certainly take that. I would like to land on somebody at this point, engage them in psychic combat, and steal their ability. The shaman, I think, in particular. But the dwarf does have some intriguing abilities related to the Portal of Power and the mines. In terms of endgame, that might be one of my best options. Alright then. We'll riding horse just for the chance to get back to the city. And indeed it is. Did I mention I was going to attempt to abuse the Enchantress this game? That's exactly what we're doing. Gaining craft. Excellent. I would like to get some fate sometime very soon. I need to get a fate. I need to go to some battle that I can win. Hopefully getting an item that will assist me in that process. I would very much like to visit this magic stream as well. So I won't use the riding horse and hope for a 5. That would not be a 5. What have you? Only trinkets that I don't particularly care about. I can't do anything about the clansman. He is low on health. I could take on his abilities, but I don't think they give me anything in the short term. Not really. There's no mazes out as far as I remember. No. Alright. We'll just split the difference between the magic stream and the city. And fight a kobold. Not particularly strong. But he can't win. Alright. I'll take it. I doubt it's going to do us very much good. We're still better off fighting with our own strength. Unless it looks like we're going to lose the battle, in which case losing the trophy might end up being better than losing a life. I can morph into my trophy, but I doubt the dwarf is going to cause me to lose a life. He's going to take the ring. I don't think there's very much I can do here. Sad to say. I certainly don't want to reduce my strength by 2, so we'll just go. And we cannot win. We're still 1 point shy. Ah, goodbye, ring. We'll have to get that back very soon. Not this turn, but the next one. Is the earliest we could Get it back, that is. Oh dear! The Grim Reaper has visited the dwarf and potentially losing a life. 10 and 7. Alright, he's won. I do still want to hit one of those two spaces. But it looks like that is not to be at the moment. We could go to the Pantheon and change our alignment, but I don't like that option because I really do like being evil and replenishing my fate. A Prospector. We may sell any of our gems to this Prospector. Discard any of them as if we were at the city. We do indeed have a ruby. 3 gold to us. That's pretty lucky because there's a really good chance that I would never visit the Alchemist. I simply don't value gold enough. The dwarf is quite strong, and he's about to be stronger on his next trophy. Not particularly good. Stop taking away my magic stream. Ah, there it goes. Okay, well, we might as well go to the city then. Ah. 9 away. That was the boulder. I don't particularly care to do that. So we'll just draw one. That's fine. A portent. Which one was that from? I honestly don't remember. All characters, no matter what region they are in, may accept a Warlock quest. Is that worth doing? Probably. Deliver 3 gold. I accept immediately. And it's a bit early to get a talisman. What is a quest reward card going to be? Let's find out. Dream prize. Discard immediately and draw adventure cards until a magic object is revealed. We may take the magic object, then discard everything else. If we choose not to or cannot take the magic object, we receive nothing. Alright. Well, there is certainly a magic object. A Fate Stealer, one of the best weapons in the game, in my opinion. So we'll certainly take that. The dwarf must gain 1 craft, deliver 1 follower for the night, which he can immediately do, and he gets a talisman. So there's 1 talisman out on the board. Discard 2 objects for the shaman. He cannot do so. So gain a craft and discard 2 objects. That'll put more talismans out, since I suspect that they favor the talismans over the other rewards. Oh, bad luck, dwarf. He's losing quite a fair amount of health. Can't say I'm sad about it. A sword and a helmet, which does him almost no good. Fortunately, he does drop the sword. It wouldn't do us any good either. But I guess it's fine. It can live out there. Do I want to remain in this area? I would like to visit the temple. But the riding horse in this area has a fairly good chance of being good. Either taking us out to the city and whatnot, or just looping around in here. I am low of fate. That seems like a fantastic idea. I'm not too worried right now about getting back into this area. I'm not near ready to enter here. I'll do it later. It's fine. A royal decree. Huh. I've noticed that the shaman hasn't changed forms at all. I don't like this very much. He is at a 7. Well, good thing I don't have... Oh, I do have stuff. Well, they're not going to take a life. If you are defeated, you do not lose a life. I am assuming that doesn't... It's a kobold, though. Well, again, it only reduces my chances of winning. Not that those are very high at the moment. I really need to land on someone. Goodbye, Fate Stealer. You have been stolen away. And it's immediately discarded. Okay. Well then, let's land on the city or the dwarf. Yeah, we can still take him. What else would I like to land on? I don't think a bag of gold is going to be very good. I think that's about it. One of those two spaces. And since I said bag of gold, it immediately gives me the bag of gold. Fantastic. Well, might as well pick it up, I guess. An ogre, strength 5. This might be a good use of our kobold. I don't feel very strong. 3-point difference. Yeah, we are going to be defeated. We're going to lose this trophy. But that's fine. It's only a 1 point. We suffer almost no ill effect. I'm okay with that. Not that we're low of health. I would just rather not lose it. Come on, giant. Come on. Yes! On the other hand, that does leave more strength-based creatures on the board, which I'm not overly fond of. A Colossus! Hopefully this nightmare will kick his butt. And indeed it does. He does not get the Colossus. Seems like the instructor lands there a statistically unlikely amount. Well, the shaman has gained yet another strength. He needs to stop that. Off we go. Well, well, well. Draw one. Someplace I don't want to go, or into the dungeon. I think I'll stick around out here for a little bit. I am probably in the area of being able to go in the dungeon a little bit, but I am really weak in terms of strength. Randomly draw 4 Warlock quests and place them on this card. You can accept one quest of your choice. Very well. Let me see. Deliver 1 fate we could certainly do. And it looks like the only one. I can restore my fate. Go for it. Continue, and I will take a quest reward. The Magic Door. You may discard this card at the start of your turn to teleport to any space in any region except the inner region. Guess who's going to the city? Alright. Good. That is most certainly going to happen. It wouldn't be terrible to land on the dwarf and get my ring back. They're both tempting options. If I go to the city and get something good, it does allow me to handle the dwarf more effectively. Is that a better option than potentially getting a ring? We're at a 2-point difference. His ring does count towards that number. Yes. I think I am going to teleport immediately, but to where? I'm not strong enough to take on the Eagle King. That would be a good use. Yeah, he's at an 8. Dwarf or city? I have some fate, so if the dwarf fight goes poorly, I could recover. It would also allow me to become the dwarf. But he has to lose a life, so I couldn't take the ring back at the same time. I feel like attacking the dwarf is objectively a good choice, but there's so much potential here with only a very slight amount of detriment. On the other hand, I have nothing that the dwarf could take. So let's go attack the dwarf. I have convinced myself that it's a decent choice. Alright, buddy. We are going to psychic combat. And we have a really good shot at this. I would like my ring back, please. Indeed. Nice. Very nice. Yes, I would like that. Giving me both a strength and a craft. Which is what tips the favor on that action instead of the city. At the city, the most I could hope for is a strength or a craft. Which is why it's objectively better to go after the dwarf, I think. A saber-toothed tiger? Hopefully it rolls. Well, it couldn't roll high enough. Alas and alack. The knight is also getting fairly strong in this game. The shaman and the knight. The knight has some nice things, yes? Well, not really. The royal decree is probably good, but probably not good enough to want to make me target him specifically. We are now going after the city. Called it. Wow. The graveyard is another place that I would like to go, but while I still have fate, I would like to visit the Enchantress as much as possible. And a 4 is exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much. The Enchantress has been so kind. It looks like the dwarf is going to choose a character for the Grim Reaper. And the shaman it is. Haha. Just passing that Grim Reaper all around. Back to the dwarf. 1. No. A dice battle with the Grim Reaper. An 8 and a 3. The dwarf has been really good at those. I think I'm very close to the point where I want to attack the dwarf, steal his identity, take out loans in his name, and use his abilities to enter the craft route very, very soon. If I can get 1 or 2 more craft, I will feel solid about it. How do I want to play this then? I am at a position where the Eagle King is a possibility. But if we could get into the middle region, into the temple, I think it would do well for us. I wonder if that Skype thing shows up in the recording. Interesting. Anyway. Well, do I care about missing a turn right now? Kind of. Not really. I'll allow it. I don't feel like it's a very good use of my fate. That's 2 or 3 treasure chests this game. I didn't think there were that many in the deck. I guess we do have all the expansions on, though. The one thing I don't want to do is be landed on by another character. That would ruin my day. And there's our missed turn. Sadly. We don't really have anything other than that ring. An astrolabe. Huh. I would like one of those. It's for, navigating by sea, yeah? I think. I'm probably completely wrong. Whenever an event is drawn, choose to be unaffected by it. All right. It is what I thought it was, at least in its effect. Toad? Toad? No Toad. Oh, more strength to the shaman. And 6. Getting pretty good at calling those. Does he have anything I want? A treasure chest, you say? An object from the purchase deck wouldn't be the worst thing. A talisman similarly wouldn't be the worst thing, but I can just take that off of most of the characters here. At least half of them. I don't think the treasure chest gains me very much, so I'm just going to go to the Enchantress, as usual, and get a craft. A strength, I won't complain. That does make me slightly more competitive with the dwarf, if not the knight and the shaman. That is fine. The dwarf is rich. Holy cow. 10 gold. Well, he did have a lot of gems. The knight is really quite strong. While I could still beat him in psychic combat, almost assuredly. That's a lot of 6s. I don't think it's a very good option. He doesn't really have anything that I want, other than a talisman at some point. Well, a teleport is fine. Do I want that astrolabe? Or do I want to hurt the dwarf? There aren't any other spaces that are very good for me, other than the city, obviously. My quest to abuse the Enchantress space has gone quite well this game. A Well of Life. 2 fate and 2 life. I don't really need either of those, but if I happened to land on them, I wouldn't be upset. The shaman is going after the sentinel? How very strange. Not that he can't do it. It's just kind of strange to do. He might be running for it. He does have a talisman. Interesting. If he does manage to run, he could probably do it, but he's kind of on the edge for the strength path. Do I want any of these? What is that? The Wrathborn Witch? Not a terrible option. I could certainly kill it. What else do I have? The Ghost is a 4. The Witch is a 4. That would be a craft turn-in. Yeah, let's do that. I like getting more craft. If it rolls lower than a 4, it does get an extra die, but I am very strong. Unfortunately, I might have to use a fate. No! Okay, very nice. 10 versus 9. And we can trade in trophies for a craft. Very, very nice. All we need now is to defeat the dwarf once, and then run for it immediately. If I can get there from the tavern's teleport, that would be superb. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to run around until I hit him. Perhaps making use of the running horses to assist in that endeavor. The knight has lost a life. He's very close to death. The shaman, sadly, is not. So he is... Do I still lose a life if I go there? Ah, what the hell. I have 4. All right, let's go. 7, not quite enough. What have we here? The Lake of Visions. I didn't like any of the other quests that were there. So, let's go to the village. I could gain a craft here, and nothing will hurt me. I wouldn't mind getting some of my fate back, which would become problematic if I become good. Ah, alas. 'Twas not to be. Hopefully the dwarf does not run away, and indeed he does not. The Wrathborn warrior has a similar extra die roll, but he didn't get to use it. More strength for the dwarf. Not that it'll help him in our psychic combat at all. The shaman really wants to beat up that sentinel over and over and over. Not really doing much with his turn. Strangely. 1. That's not a 1. Well, I don't care for the helmet, so let's go draw one. A Lich, craft 4. If you are defeated, it's irrelevant. If the Lich is defeated and has any life counters, it is not killed and loses 1 life counter instead. Well, he should have 1 life counter right now. So that's fine. We are at a 9. We can't auto-kill it, but fairly close. Okay, how close are... Oh, it's my only trophy. Ah, those are my completed quests. Yes. I'm not sure why they stick around, to be honest. Maybe somebody can answer that one for me. Why does it tell me what quests I've already completed? Wait, wasn't there an ending? There might be an ending that makes that relevant. Okay. Riding horse. Off to the dwarf, who has, of course, healed himself back up to full. He's been to the chapel a few times. I wouldn't mind landing on that square, even if it caused me to lose a health. Do I want to go into the dungeon? It's certainly dangerous, but I am fairly strong. I can always leave, right? Yeah. Let's go. We haven't been in the dungeon this game. The miner can carry an extra 4 objects if we pay him 1 gold, which we do happen to have. I think it's worth it. Even though we don't have items, what else am I going to do with this gold? Alright, that was not terrible. It wasn't particularly good, but it was not terrible. So many crap items. Well, not going to change the knight's alignment. I suppose he likes being good. More Pantheon action! With no result. Come riding horses, away we go! Yeah, I think we'll probably leave. I don't feel like dealing with a Strength 12, Craft 12. I do need to keep in mind that we don't know what the ending is. It could be that super scary craft monster. A Tinker Imp, Craft 4. Very, very nice. Before we engage the Tinker Imp, one of our objects is teleported to a space 1 die roll clockwise. Well, there goes our ring. Since it's the only item we have. It's not going to hurt us too much. But I will need to retrieve that. He can't win, even on a 6. That will be a turn-in. Yes, it will, at 8 points. And if I can get that ring back, I'll be in a great position. At this point, I don't even really need the dwarf's ability. Do I actually care about it? Kind of a little bit. It makes it way easier to go through the inner region. What do I have to face? The vampire. I do have some people I can sacrifice. Oh, tough luck there, Mr. Shaman. And those are a strength 4. Not the werewolf, the pit fiends. Of course. The pit fiends are strength 4. Well, that's unfortunate. I want to land right there. Draw 2 cards. I'm kind of pushing my luck. I think a little bit. I'm not very strong in regards to strength. A torch. That will make it far easier to get that ring back. And a gate smasher. I don't like it. This could crush the ring. I don't think I have very much recourse for this gate smasher. It's probably gonna kill me. Unless it rolls really low, and I roll really high. That is really close, but it's really not worth a fate to get a 6. If I could reroll his, I might. Oh well, there's our first loss of life, I think, this game. Come on, ring, don't die. Alright. Well then, we have 2 objects to retrieve. First a torch and then a ring. If we get the ring, we immediately leave, because I am now scared. It is somewhat tedious. I could go through without the ring, just attacking the dwarf, although... Oh yeah, he's very weak to me. I'm very weak to him, but not even close to the other way around. Back into the form of a bear goes the shaman. Wow, throw the hard stuff at him, why don't you? No turning? Alright. 1. That's not a 1. I can't help but notice. Well, a 2 is certainly less risky than a 3. So let's go here and craft 7. That's not terrible. We would get a talisman unless we just completely bork it. Oh, that's bad. I don't think I can beat a 14. I've decided. I don't like this place. I don't think it's worth sticking around for this ring. Oh, come on. Well, that sucks. Alright, we're leaving. It's out. Losing 2 health in that span is terrible. Plus, we need to attack this dwarf, steal his abilities, and then go run this circuit here. Maybe stopping by the city on the way. Although, if I'm going to do that, I should do it before I attack the dwarf. Because if I'm the dwarf, I can get toted. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. Hello, Mr. Dwarf. It's been a long time. How are you doing? I am going to cause you to lose a health, most likely. No evil character may have it. That's right. Okay, so we're going to psychic combat him. He is going to die. Or at least lose a health. And we're going to become a dwarf. There we are. And I will shapeshift. And now all we need to do is get a talisman, get to the middle region, enter the door, not necessarily in that order. Whatever order that wants to happen is fine by me. I am low on fate. If I could go to the graveyard and then the city, that would be spectacular. That being the case, we'll riding horse. Try and get around to the graveyard, hopefully. If I land on the city, I'll just do it. Neither of those are the case, so let's go here, where we can gain a craft. Or we can lose a turn. It's not worth fading. Not my last fate. If I had 3, I would have. The AI really likes entering and then leaving the middle region. It's very strange. I'm really curious as to what logic does that. Ah, the shaman has visited the Black Knight. And has caused the dwarf to be evil, dropping his holy lance. Not that we can make very good use of it, but the knight and the shaman certainly can. A black unicorn? I probably won't get to kill it. Indeed not. Instant trophy, of course. He is getting particularly strong. As is the shaman, he's somewhat strong. Though he did get knocked out of his form. Well, the knight apparently gets free stuff. Graveyard. Alright. Exactly what I asked for. Thank you. We'll replenish our fate. End of the turn. We certainly can't get past the Sentinel. So really our only hope here is to get to the tavern and roll a 6. It might be worth spending a fate on if it comes to that. The only part of the craft track that I'm worried about is the pit fiends. So I need to keep around a little bit. Oh, Fellsteed. What was that? I can probably kill that. I think I very much would like to, if it is indeed craft, which it may not be. Well, this could take a turn for the worse. We are going to be misdirected. There are some things here that could hurt. I do still have riding horses. Why doesn't it appear there? Do I want that? Yes, I do. Oh, I can't use them? Is that part of misdirection? Okay. Fortunately, those are both the same thing, and they're fine. Okay. Don't kill me. A dungeon door. We may, if we decide to, go to the dungeon entrance, which we shan't do. Because that place is scary and full of monsters. Monsters that like to beat up on little shapeshifters. Alright, more strength to the dwarf. Grace-hearted is pretty okay. It's not spectacular, but it's alright. So, where do I want to be? I want to be at the tavern, or the city, or at this Fellsteed. Most of those things are within one roll. I won't be able to get to the city, but let's go. Well, I certainly don't want to fight that ogre. Yeah, let's go here. A 3 is lost. I'm okay with that. Okay. Let's go through the dungeon. Hopefully we can get death all the way through there. Get some free teleportins. Gain 1 craft, alright. He gets a talisman. I believe everyone but me now has a talisman. I would not mind taking one off of the dwarf. The knight is the only one really in a position to contest me. But he is in a position to contest me. What can I do about that? Honestly, not all that much. Well, more talismans. Alright then. He is in the position to start auto-killing stuff. That's never a good sign. I would like to be in the position to auto-kill things. I am noticing that I'm not getting very much use out of the trophy ability, which I somewhat suspected would be the case. Ah, there we go. A 3. Gamble and lose a gold. Well, we don't have a gold, so that's fine. It is somewhat disappointing. At this point, I would like to hit the Fellsteed or the city, because really, any more craft that we can get is superb. I wouldn't mind getting some strength, at least one more to put me even with the Pit Fiends. That's worrisome. I'm going to have to try and take his Talisman, I think. Yes, infighting! Ah, alright. An immediate use object. 6 or 2. That is neither a 6 or a 2, but I appreciate your attempt. The dungeon door is not tempting in the least. A bag of gold. Well, now we can go to the tavern and lose that gold again. And my next course of action is tavern or city, same as always. Long term, I want to hit any other character, preferably the dwarf or the shaman, get a talisman, and go. Neither of them can stand up to me in psychic combat. A 1. Well, I think I'm going to take my chances with this Fellsteed. I do have 2 points on him, and I have some fate, and it would give me a craft. So off we go. That's a fairly good start. And there we have it. An instant win, and we will keep it as a trophy. The Warhorse is tempting because of the strength, but right now I just want to load up on craft. Partially because I want to be able to defeat the knight, and he is a little bit strong. Off you go, Death. Ah, sorry, the Reaper. Really? Okay, there is a free talisman. This is good. If I can get in there, I can land on that talisman and win the game. All we have to do is roll a 2. Again, not a 2, but I'll take it. We can actually get toaded here, but that's kind of not that bad. All we really lose in the process is our followers. Instead, we'll gain a spell. It is not what I wanted, but it's good enough. Vindication. The character must roll 1 die at the start of their turn. Killed, lose 2 lives, lose all fate, ignored, heal, or replenish fate. The only way that could help is giving the dwarf fate or the shaman life or fate. It's much better to use it on the knight since he gains nothing from any of this. Okay. So, when it is the knight's turn, we will use Vindication on him. Hopefully he will die. And all will be well with the world. Our rise to the Crown of Command will be complete. Unfortunately, nothing happened. Another talisman. This game is rife with talismans, 2 of them on the ground. need is one tavern. Well, let's see where the riding horses take us. It is a slightly better chance, I think, than just rolling the one die. Well, that's quite far. That's the dungeon door. This, I believe, is strength. No, a fell claw, craft 6. If your craft is lower than your strength, you must fight in psychic... Well, that is certainly not true. Okay, so we don't want to fight that. Duly noted. We could take the mercenary, or we could do nothing there. I think doing nothing there is the correct choice. We don't have any other gold to pay him to fight, which I believe is necessary. Yes. On the other hand, if we got a gold, it would help against the pit fiends. But I'm just going to travel there and not do anything. I don't think it's worth it on the gamble that we get more gold. I don't think he'll help enough. Hey look, the dwarf can change his alignment at will. I bet he's not going to do that ever. Unless he happens to land right there. I guess it's still a possibility. So, to the tavern. Hopefully. Please. You know, if we don't hit the tavern, I could run to the Eagle King. That's not a bad idea. I could get a treasure. Well, that's not going to happen. Shaman, what do you have? Not very much. I'm not going to be able to kill you. There is strength to be had there. That's worth it, I think. We will encounter the space. I know I don't need to, but I would like strength, so please strength me. Okay. In the following turns, if I happen to roll the city, I'll go to the city. Otherwise, I'm going to run to the Eagle King and fight him in psychic combat. A fountain of wisdom. Plans may change. I really want that. I really, really want that. A 10? Okay. Alright, this decides our plan. A 5 will take us to that fountain. Spectacular, I accept. There's so many talismans out and about, I really don't feel the need to attack anyone right now. I don't want to potentially lose my dwarfiness, because that's going to make it really easy to run this craft route. Not that it's going to be very difficult once I get all this craft anyway. Oh no, a craft 1. I can auto-kill that. And now I am inured against losing a health. Spectacular! And we're at 11 craft. That feels pretty good. Wrathborn Acolyte should be an easy kill. Oh, he's actually hurting quite a bit. What is actually causing that? Is that his clansman? Okay. Well then. Very well. Has my plan changed in the long term? Not really. Short term, I would like to stick around here and get as much of this craft as I can. I mostly don't want the knight to have it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Mystic. Did he switch places, or am I imagining things? I think I'm imagining things. A 5! Gain a craft! Absolutely fantastic. The only real sticking point this whole game has been my ability to get into the middle region. I suspect that my strength is going to be an issue once I get here. But that might be a problem for future Ryan. If I manage to get to the city and get a strength, I'll feel pretty good about it. Stop taking him out of the freaking dungeon. Okay. Riding horses go. Galloping onwards to... not very far, but far enough. What is that? That's the boulder, right? Yes. We don't want to go there. Craft is way better. A white. Hey, I can auto-kill that. Sadly not a turning quite yet. I think I'm at 5 points. Yeah. One more craft-based creature, most likely. And we'll be at a staggering 14 craft. This has been a really good game. It's only slightly over an hour and we're at 13 craft. Feels pretty good, man. If it weren't for this low strength... oh, don't do this. 5, choose another character. Alright, knight. You're getting it. Roll a 1. Roll a 1. That's not a 1, but it's fine. The shaman chooses no further quests. Do I want to roll long or short? At this point, I really just want the tavern. Sadly, it is not to be. I don't think I can gain a spell. Or I can die to a strength-based creature. Let's do that. Dark Denizens. We draw dungeon cards instead of adventure cards. Huh. Well, I'm kind of glad that happened, I suppose. Maybe it'll hurt somebody. Hopefully not me. That's a very strange thing to steal. I don't think the knight knows how to magic very well. Alright. Okay. That was a strange choice. But no matter. I could go get the ring. The ring would give me 1 strength. How do I feel about that? I'll take it. 14. Perhaps. Roll high. That's pretty high. Roll low. That's pretty high. Damn. I don't like that very much. Oh, I need to heal. How in the world am I gonna do that? I didn't realize how close to death I was. Ah. Okay. No, we can work with this. I lost a life. Alright then. Ah, that would have been the shaman, yes? Okay, whatever. Where can I heal? Where can I heal? I can get 1 health, I think, here. From the lamb thing. I don't think there's other healers on the board. I can go here and pay a gold for a health. And I've lost my ability to be a dwarf. But that's okay. I have so much craft right now. Alright, yeah. Yeah, we're doing it. I feel way too close to death. My other option was to try to get turned good, and then try and go to the chapel. It's a better long-term option, but this is fine in the short term. I'm at half health. I could win the game like this, unless that one square goes poorly. Well, I'm real glad I bought that health. I'm pretty sad that it just went away. What do I do now? Well, I go here, and I pray, and I get a spell, and it's healing. That's not a healing. Remove any face-up adventure card from the board. Alright. I could potentially use that to avoid a death. Huh. Huh. I don't like it. I think... Oh, so... pretty decent option, I think. Sadly, not enough. I think my best option is still to get turned good. I do have decent mobility. So I might be able to actually hit the chapel. A Well of Life. If I can hit that, it would also be spectacular. 5. The dungeon door or rune gate. I don't like either of those options. But we'll stay in this area. I'm real nervous. If the dwarf lands on me, I'm dead. Fortunately, he did not land on me. Can he take the Umbra Spider? Probably. Well, he can certainly take a Cave Goblin. I really, really need health. There's only a few ways to do that. One of them's all the way off on the other side. That way. It's quite far away. One of them's there. One of them's there and then there. Alright. We'll just roll one. Hopefully we hit neither of the options. Oh, that's so dangerous. Those are strength, right? No, craft, but... Nope. Nope, nope, not doing it. That's a real good way to die. Don't be strength. A blizzard. That's actually really, really good. Oh, it's not really, really good. It would be really, really good if I was one space closer on the graveyard. Oh. Fortunately, my next turn can't kill me. Unless somebody lands on me like the knight, in which case I'm dead. Or the shaman, in which case I'm dead. Or the dwarf, in which case I'm dead. So let's pray and hope for the best. Another spell. I don't know. Can we get another one with 13 craft? Healing. That's not terrible. That could allow me to engage a strength-based creature. A whole extra die. I like it. If anybody attacks me, I can still use that, theoretically. It might not be enough against the knight. He's really strong. Two spells left. Let's not do that. Not a pestilence. Not a pestilence. A demigod grants you the spell of your choice. Oh, thank you so much. That is spectacular. Where are you? Where are you? There are so many good spells here. But I have to... Oh, I want the strength one. But I don't. I want healing. I can get strength. Finger of Death. Oh, wow. That's pretty strong. But not what I want. Healing. There we go. I might not die. Give it to me. Make sure I'm using it right, because that would just be terrible. Cast as required. Okay. Yes, let's do that thing. And heal the Shapeshifter. Yes. Excellent. Oh, that feels so good. If somebody counterspelled that, I would be so mad. Alright. Okay, panic over. Back to the plan. The plan is tavern, tavern, city, tavern, tavern, maybe city again. What I really need is a 7. The only way to get that is the riding horses. So off they go. Yeah, that's what I want. No, just stay there. An 8. Well, now I can't gain anything from it. That was the Pantheon. I don't particularly want to change my alignment now. I'm going to go through to the Eagle King. I still think that's a decent choice. I can definitely kill him with Psychic Combat. A diamond, fine, well and good. It's not a strength-based creature, so I'm happy. If we can run into another one of those guys that takes him off our hands, that would be really nice. The knight. The knight has passed through the door. My only chance here really is to get to the Eagle King. On the other hand, he could reveal the ending, and it could be a Craft 14 demon. One of those things. A 5, huh? Yes, let's go through here. An astrologer. Draw 3 adventure cards, take 1, and discard the others. You may place the adventure card on top of its deck. Alright. Pick a card. I think I want this strength 3. I don't have any other strength trophies. But I do have craft trophies, so no. I want the falconer. Yes, it's very likely that I'm the only one that's going to encounter this card. So it goes atop the deck. A cloud dragon. That's hurty. That's real hurty. Oh, if I could land on the dwarf now, I could kill him. Take all of his things. No, I really am in a time crunch here. Oh, come on. That was supposed to be the one that stops him. You were the chosen one. Alright, I have to run for it. Did I misunderstand how that card worked? Draw 3 adventure cards, take 1 and discard the others. You may place the adventure card on top of its deck at the start of... Okay. I did misunderstand it. Alright. That's fine. I assume I use him again, or it might pop up here. That's fine. It's irrelevant. We're moving on. We have to defeat the Eagle King in very, very few turns. On we go. An Eagle Talon. Add 1 to your strength. Exactly what I wanted. Thank you. That brings us even with the Pit Fiends, which is absolutely spectacular, and I can bolster if I really want to. The Werewolf Den. He can auto-kill a Strength 3 werewolf, oddly enough. Ah, the Shaman lost to the Sentinel yet again. It appears he doesn't learn his lesson very well. On we go, riding horses away. A 4. Really? A 4. Okay, well, it's only a draw 1. Don't kill me. Renewal Potion, a trinket. Discard any of your spells and draw... Oh, I want to use that. I want to use that immediately. Get rid of that displacement and get something that will hurt or slow down the knight. Let's use it. I don't want to discard bolster. No, it's too strong. I can't believe I actually thought about it. This can't affect me. I am in my original form. So it can't backfire. It can only have no effect or toad the knight. That is spectacular. Cast on a creature or character you are about to engage in battle, so we do have to engage him. Huh. How are we going to make that happen? If we engage him, we have a really strong shot at it. Well, a little bit of healing for the dwarf. Fine. Don't care. I need to remember to use that astrologer guy to put the... Let me see if this works the way I think it works. Alright, if we land on a draw, we now get the falconer, which is really good. If not, I don't care about it. So... a 9. The Eagle King. Have at thee, foul creature. With psychic combat. Roll the dice. 14. Versus an 11. That's almost sad. I can't believe it took me this long to get here. Rage Talon. Add 2 to your strength during battle. Excellent. And we are going to go right here. I think. What is this thing? The Redeemer. Evil and neutral characters must lose 1 fate. Alright, fine. I don't care. The first good character gets all the fate. Alright, that is acceptable. Don't care. Take it. I would like a talisman, please. Oh, boy. We still have a chance. Every character except the one who possesses the Crown of Command must lose 1 life. This is bad. Well, if I'm not going to get the chance to move, I'm certainly dead. I want to take a look at that. If a character is on the Crown of Command and no other characters are present, they must cast 1 command spell at the start of each character's turn, including their own. Okay, so he did the one on his and the one on the Shaman's. He'll do another one at the end of my turn. It automatically succeeds and all other characters lose 1 life. Okay. There's no way I'm getting out of this. As usual, if there's 2 characters there, they attack each other. Alright. I think there's no way out of it. The knight wins. The shaman's gonna die this turn. I'm going to get 1 movement and then die. I can't do anything about it. Well, it was nice knowing you. Auto open. And now we die. Ah, that's disappointing. I feel like a lot of these endings are gimmicky. Huh, oh well. That was a fairly cool game, though. We got to see a lot of stuff. In a normal game, I would have been able to get there, assuming I could defeat the Pit Fiends, and kill him. Most likely. He did have health, and I didn't have very much base. If I saved my bolster, there's certainly a very good chance I would have won. Oh well, we saw a new ending. I think it was kind of a cheap ending, but I'll keep my salt level to a minimum. Let's see if we got anything. We certainly got the most craft that game. But that's about it. Traded in the most trophies. Yeah, okay. And we took revenge on another character. Very well. Well, overall, I still like the Shapeshifter. I think it's a pretty strong character, especially being able to abuse the Enchantress space. I think that really, really helped me along in this game. Being able to use the dwarf's abilities would have been so strong very early in the game, had I been able to get through the tavern. Sadly, that was not the case, and ultimately it led to our downfall. Once I got to, I don't know, anywhere in the 8 to 10 plus range of craft, I should have immediately gone for the Eagle King. Waiting on that was a mistake. I probably shouldn't have gone to the Pool of Wisdom. The craft one, you know. Other than that, it was a pretty good game. There was some back and forth. We used all of our abilities. Yes. So that's cool. I did really enjoy the character, even though I lost that particular game. So I hope you enjoyed it as well, and we'll see you next time.